Dab, baby. We are talking about the best T4s on my roster, and you guys are going to help me pick my next T4 along with help from my buddy OhEmGee, MobileGamer Trevor. So if you're ready for all that, you know what to do, guys. Let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. It has been a little while since I went over all my T4s that I've done since the last video that we've done this. And as usual, I got my buddy helping me with this. MobileGamer, OhEmGee Trevor. What is up, brother? How are you doing?
What's up, Paul? How are you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm going to need your help for this video, though. I need you to help me to decide on my next T4. I need your help as well. You out there watching, let me know what you think I should do in the comments, and then I'm gonna get my next T4 done by the Monday mailbag. So, all right. So, kind of just to set the stage for you, brother. These are what I have done since the last time we talked about T4s. Mordo, special, mesmerize. He stuns on turn 1. I thought that was a very good thing, and I think it upped the chance for the slow a little. Maybe not, but turn 1 stun. What are your thoughts on this? On a scale of 1 to 10, you like this move, or is this a bad move?
So it's very simple, actually. This is a very efficient and effective T4 on a character that I don't use very much. And I tend to weight characters and put T4s on characters that I use. Now to me, this is kind of like the T4 on Black Panther's passive. I mean, it's universally accepted that that is a good, efficient T4. And I think this one is also. I just personally am not using Mordo pretty much anywhere other than Alliance Wars on offense.
I get it. And when I did this T4, and you'll see a few more from the Supernatural team, I was using them a lot. I was using them a lot more than I am now. So this is one I would say is a very good one, but I've kind of moved on from Supernatural because of some of the other new teams. I don't think you're going to regret that at all. So.
You know, this is a very good T4.
Well, this is the reason I say regret is the timing of it. I could have put it on something that I'm using more right now and then come back to this one later. But I do like this as a T4. It's just the usability. I'm kind of falling in line with that. I'm not using them as much in every single game mode. Because
my guess is you probably would have won in Blitz without that anyways.
Yeah, it's still a strong team even without this. This is probably not one of the most necessary ones, but I do like it because Scarlet Witch goes right after him, extends this to a 2-turn stun. So I like this move. And it's very effective for war as well.
Yeah, I would see this. See, if I had this right here, this would be just war only, and that's it. That's the only place in the game.
That's kind of why I did it. It makes them be able to punch up a little bit more in war, and we'll see. The next couple I did was on this guy right here. We got 2. I did the Book of Ashanti, and I did the Master of Arcane Art. So Book of Ashanti is his ultimate.
Double revives on that? Have you had a double revive on that?
Yeah, it's a double revive happens. They don't seem to be reviving with the correct amount of health. That's what the bug is on this one. But it is reviving 2 of the Supernaturals with this. But yeah, the health it's not 65 and it's not 50, but.
Yeah, and this is a team I would that I think is amazing. Supernatural is the way of the future for sure. I mean, it's a really good team. It's just I'm only using it in one of the, let's say, 4 game modes right now.
So yeah, for me, I'm using this in war on offense. So that's 3 times a week. Using this all the time in blitz as well. So it's getting not as much use. I was using these guys a lot in raids, but I've moved on to a different team for raids.
Yeah, raids no go.
Not Ultimate 7. One of the Greek raids. They do have a mystic lane in the Greek raids that I was using them in, but they're just not as effective without Ghost Rider and Elsa being there.
I'm using Asgardians on whenever I have to use Mystic, so that seems to be pretty good. They all have that really great passive heal, so
yeah. That is what we're gonna get to in a little bit, the Asgardians, because that's one direction I'm leaning for my next T4. All right, this is the Master of Arcane Arts. He gets the flex. He has more of a chance to change the speed bar with this one. I think this is one of the more important ones for the Supernatural team. my opinion. It helps to keep Doctor Strange alive because when he goes, the team is not as good. So those are the two. And we got one more character because I did the next two T4s on the same character. My boy, Mr. Sinister.
Well, yeah. Well, see here, this is a no-brainer, in my opinion, because you're probably using him on offense inside of Arena. And so why not?
Every single day.
Yeah, so why not? I mean, that's you've got the red stars on him. This is a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. If you're going to use a character in your Arena, why not? You know what I mean?
Yes.
That means you're using him all the time, every day, and then you're going to get the benefit, of course, in Blitz, in War, but not in raids. So 3 out of the 4 game modes. Why not? That's a very good use right there.
I like this one. Now, for those of you at home that aren't too familiar with what this actually does, it does what's listed here, which is good. But the important thing is the ability levels of the clone. This goes to a T4 level, this goes to a T4 level, and this goes to a T4 level. So the basic, special, ultimate, when you upgrade the ultimate on Mr. Sinister, the clone will have all of those at T4 level. And then when you upgrade to passive for Mr. Sinister, that is the passive of the clone will also be the T4 level as well. So this affects the clone a lot. In addition to all
basically, you're going to have it doesn't. So the T4 levels on the clone don't mirror the target. They mirror Mr.
Sinister, yeah.
Mr. Sinister's passive and his ultimate.
Yes.
So by putting the T4 on the ultimate and the passive, basically you're gonna have a 7775.
Yep, that is why I did these.
Yeah, you're gonna have a 7775 clone. If you're gonna use Mr. Sinister, you have to do those 2 T4s. Yeah,
I think it's necessary, especially if you get lucky like I did and get the stars on him, get this power level up, because the clone is going to be even stronger. But so those are what I have done since the last time. Let me know what you guys think at home. But now's the question. I'm leaning towards 2 different teams, and you're kind of steering me in a different direction because you're using logic with it. But before we talk, before this video, I was leaning towards building up the Fantastic Four because I got pretty decent red stars on most of them. Not so much on the thing. So I was trying to leaning towards building these guys up. They're great in war offense. They're great in Blitz, and then Invisible Woman is pretty much done. I got the 3 T4s on her.
Yeah, well, that was my first thing. Is like, well, you need the 3 T4s and Invisible Woman, and the reason for that is that I'm finding her to be useful inside of Ultimate 7. There's a lot. And I don't know what the optimal team is. Some people are saying, you got Ultron and Minerva, and then you've got Shuri, Invisible Woman, Falcon, and Scientist Supreme, and some people are now saying Hela. I mean, there's a lot of choices, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of that has to do with like the star levels of the characters that you have.
Yes. And your luck with red stars, unfortunately.
Yes, with red stars. So I'm finding that it's very random right now, and my Falcon will get deleted. Yeah. You know what? Let's bring in Invisible Woman. Yeah. Or, some people are actually pulling out Minerva and putting in Invisible Woman, and they're running with that. So I think there's a lot of team compositions that work well. Invisible Woman is
I
solid. I've even used her on defense in Arena. So like I'm actually technically using her in all 4 game modes. All 4. I mean, and she's a no-brainer on offense inside of war. Like, this is, since Coulson now goes to defense, right? Shield goes to defense, right? You got to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
That's going to be Fantastic Four, Supernatural, have definitely, came up and helped out on offense. And it's kind of a vital thing. Now, you have good star levels on the rest of your characters, so go for it. I mean, I personally am focused on U7. Yes. I mean, that's just where
we'll get to some of those characters, but I'll go through. So what I was thinking is the special for Human Torch, because he gives it 2 turns of offense up for everybody, and that's not just in war. That's just Fantastic Four in general.
Yeah, but you're just going to use him in. I mean, that's going to help you in Blitz, but I promise you're already winning in Blitz, right?
Yes, this is what I was thinking about before we talked. So I'm kind of changing to what you're thinking, but I was also thinking the passive on Mr. Fantastic. I like the passive. He's getting not just resistance and focus, but he's removing an extra buff from an enemy. So I do like that. But for me, it does come down to usage. How often am I using this team? Then I thought about this next team here before we talked again.
Okay.
Thor,
yeah.
Loki, I like a lot of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Hela, she has a lot of good T4s. I mean, you could probably put 2 on Thor, 2 on Loki, 2 on Hela, maybe 3 on Loki.
Yeah.
So,
well, here's the thing about Hela. Hela is highly interesting to me, especially now with the turn meter removal on her summon when he dies, and the sustain. She is a standalone character. Like if I had, max gold stars, let's say 4 red stars, I would be tempted to run her in U7, at least to try it. I want to try it out.
Yeah.
But, I don't have a 50, 55,000, 60,000 power Hela, which is kind of what's needed in U7 just to survive up until like the 3rd boss node. And that's all we're talking about is like getting to like 60%.
Yeah.
So this team right here is kind of also is going to be required to get Black Bolt. I don't think anybody's going to regret putting resources into a character like Hela.
Yeah, this is a lot of good T4s for Hela and Loki and stuff. But again, my question is, I don't know if I'm going to be using these guys too much. As you can see, my Hela, not a lot of gold stars, not a lot of red stars on her. So I don't know how much benefit this is going to be to me right now. Same thing with Loki and Thor. So
we're pretty much compelled to get a 5-star of all of them, right? To unlock Black Bolt. And so we're not going to slack on this too, because someday I'm going to want a 6 and a 7-star Black Bolt, right? And so this team is going to get used and is going to get upgraded. And I think like a lot of people, you've got 41,000 power Thor and Loki. I think you're quite easily going to take all the entire team, all 5 of them, up to similar power levels, so they're going to get used in Blitz.
That's of course they're going to get. That's my goal.
Yeah, I think you're going to get good. Now, whether or not they're useful in raids or not is interesting, but they do have that passive heal on all of them, which is, I think, very effective. And this is a team that I have the most interest in and the most enthusiasm towards, and the one that I'm the most curious about. Like, if some whale tells me that they've got these guys all at 60, 70,000 power and they're just crushing it in U7 and the arena, who knows, and war, it's possible. I mean, why not? I'm gonna get Black Bolt out of it. This is high value right here.
And I'll tell you what kind of my reservation is against the Asgardians right now. It's just for my roster: 3 red stars, 3 red stars, 3 red stars, 3 red stars. I didn't really get lucky with the Asgardians, and Sif's still not out yet, so I'm not sure if I want to do that investment right now. But I do like their T4s, and I think they make this whole team a lot trickier on defense in war. So they're tricky wwithout the T4s.
I'm upgrading them now. I have no problem upgrading them. I know they're going to be useful. I mean, just for the fact that we're going to get Black Bolt, and on paper, this team looks amazing on defense in war. It looks tricky. Yeah. Like, I'm scared of this team. Like, if I see like a baby Asgardian team, I was like, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I really don't. It's kind of scary right now.
I've punched down a lot when I face those because I am scared of them. I don't feel confident going in with an even power yet. Just I haven't had enough time to test them out. I don't see them a lot in Blitz. And
who do you kill first? Thor.
There's no like test mode for war.
And then they're gonna go under stealth. And how do you keep them? I mean, it's almost like you need like a disruption on this team to keep them.
I think aim is supposed to work really well.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, negative status effects. Plus that you're gonna kick back that defense down. That's turn 1 with the Loki Hela combo. And heal block as well too, right?
Yeah. So the only thing is, so aim's gonna come off of defense. They're gonna move to offense. Asgardians are gonna go into defense on war. So that's kind of what the shift is happening right now. But thinking about these guys, I do like the Asgardians. I do like that they're new to spotlight some more things for the community. But then let's go back here, because you were talking about some other ones that make sense and just the usability, doing these things every day. The Scientist Supreme, you really like this special.
Yeah,
removing 4 negative effects per L. Flipping.
Yeah,
better than removing.
I think a lot of people will take Scientist Supreme and try using her inside of Ultima 7, and they will scratch their heads and go, why does this work? Why do I want to use this character? And I'm going to tell you that she is very important in U7 for basically applying all the negative status effects to the other team, basically cutting the other team in half. You know, when they have offense down and defense down, that is huge, right? Negative status effects in this game are very powerful. And if you're in a situation where your Minerva has 4 negative status effects, which happens a lot, you know, only flipping 3 of them, and let's say heal block is on Minerva, the team just will not work. I mean, this is vital to making Scientist Supreme usable inside of Ultimate 7. So I highly recommend this one. Again, you know, when selecting characters to upgrade and to take into Ultimate 7, I think red stars, you know, like if I had a 1 or a 2-star Scientist Supreme, I probably wouldn't even bother upgrading her.
I did get lucky with the 4. I've been a little hesitant on building her because try not to imbalance that aim team too much. But kind of based on our conversation before we started recording, I think I might start building her. No, I am going to start building her because it is one of those key characters for the rotation of Ultimate 7. And the last one that you mentioned before we started recording was, where is she? Here she is. How could I forget? The legendary Shuri. And we talked about healing.
You've already done her passive. And the reason why the passive is so important is that there's a lot of situations where you go into a node and your team just gets nuked by merc snipers, let's say, right? And it's just like, it's yucky. So having the passive right there gives the speed up, allowing her to go earlier than your opponents so that you can give defense up to the majority of your team, which is kind of a big deal to get defense up right away, early, because how are you going to survive that first barrage? I mean, that is the kind of the point to the Ultron and the minions is let the minions die, right? But before the minions are up, it's a mess. Now, I'm a big fan of her healing as well. And if you look at her healing ability right there, I am strongly looking at that one. There's been situations in the raid where I could have used that additional healing and I would have survived and it would have solved me cores. And I really want to reinforce the idea, and we talked about this before, is like how important U7 is, right? U7 is content that I'm going to have to tackle for the next year at least, right? And you know, we're struggling to get 60% in U7 right now, and I don't think the best team has been discovered, and ISO 8 was delayed until next year, and so on. And so it's like, you know what, there's certain characters that I'm comfortable upgrading, and Shuri is one of them. These legendary characters I feel pretty confident in upgrading, you know, Invisible Woman, Shuri, and so on, because they're powerful with their teams, and these upgrades are going to help in war, they're going to help in blitz, maybe not in the arena, but at least 3 out of the 4 game modes, I think there's going to be a lot of use for upgrading a character like Shuri, Invisible Woman. Not so much Falcon's kind of strange to me still. Like I'm not really sold on putting T4s on Falcon.
Yeah,
but
seen
Scientist Supreme
people put on his ultimate to get that more damage. This is not one that's really enticing me.
I'm struggling with putting him on any of those 4. I mean, the middle ability, it does give a little bit of extra turn meter, but it's not quite enough because it only goes to
5%. It's 5%
to the no.
It's just 30.
Yeah, it makes it 30 and 10. Now, if it was 25 and 15, that'd be entirely different. And that would be a no-brainer T4. And then you're right. The ultimate is interesting. And
for the damage, but
I don't know. People said, well, he's tickling them. He's not doing massive damage inside of U7. U7 isn't just another animal altogether. But that's my next one in line is his ultimate after that healing one on Shuri.
All right, so now's the question. You've had my thoughts beforehand, and I do agree with there's many different directions I could take this next T4. What are your thoughts? Where do you think I should go with this next one? You think Scientist Supreme or Shuri, or maybe going back to Asgardians?
because we're in the same guild and we're all pushing U7 together, it's in my best interest to recommend that you do Scientist Supreme's T4 on her middle ability.
I'm kind of leaning towards that direction too, but I do want to hear from you guys out there. What do you think my next T4 is? Which direction should I go? Should I go more for that Fantastic Four because I get the good red stars? Do you guys think I should go for the Asgardians to test out things for you guys with those low measly red stars, or doing the logical thing and going more for the Ultimate 7 that I'm going to be doing for a long time? So let me know in the comments, guys. Thank you, MobileGamer, OhEmGee Trevor, for joining me on this video and giving me your inputs and everything like that. Tell everybody where they could find you, brother.
On YouTube. I'm on YouTube sometimes.
All over the place on YouTube.
Yes.
You just open YouTube and he's all his videos are all on my front page there. So
yeah. Seems like, yeah.
So yeah, go check out his channel if it's not doing that for you, because that does that for me. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, this look at my roster, and you know, help me decide what I should do this upcoming weekend with my T4s. And if you like this video, subscribe, obviously, smash on that like button, join the notification squad. I am on social media, guys, so check me out there. And if you want to support the channel, there are some links down below. Hulk fist bump, baby. ValleyFlyin out.